What's happening this week in Warcraft? Hey, it's Soul, and you can help support the channel by liking this video, subscribing for more WoW coverage, and catching me where I'm live. Patch 12.1 drops this week, and what better way to kick it off than to wait for US realms to come up? It's so much fun, but we're making the most of it here. I'll be live streaming while we wait, checking out homes over in the EU region, answering questions, and, hanging. Always love the company, and it'll be great to have you. As a bonus, a Twitch drop will also be available starting Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific. Watch any WoW streamer who isn't doing a rerun for 4 hours, and you'll get credit towards this hat and cloak combo. It's kind of unexpected, but this might be a response to people being tired of seeing Murlocs every drop, and to that I say I'd rather have the Murloc drop. Let's learn about what happens and what you can do this week, not to confuse you with everything that happens over the coming 2 months. We'll start with gameplay. The new campaign will be available. Be sure you've completed the 12.0.7 quest line that leads up to this. You'll be asked to go to the main hub in Zul'Aman, which will lead you to the new zone and unlock all the main features like Curse Surges, which are public events, and the Vaults of Ula'tek, a big playground of violence which will unlock some bonus player power usable in world tier content. That's basically outdoor content plus delves. Folks will be spending a lot of time here for power and glory and, of course, cosmetics. I'm not going to spoil you with all the gameplay details, but the long and short of this is to complete the weekly Festival of Violence for big currency bonuses so you can maximize your gains versus time spent, and then you can keep hard grinding if you want to get some of these collections out of the way. Completing each of the Curse Surges that spawn every 45 minutes will unlock a special fishing zone to help you work a special Tortolian reputation. This will let you get a special fishing rod to work towards some cosmetics and other goodies. You can track Curse Surges from the Events tab on your map. One goal to consider in the zone is to reach Renown level 5 with Zul'Jara's forces. That's the new faction. This will unlock a number of crafting recipes like the new health potion I'm sure many are looking to capitalize on. The World Quest bonus event happens to be in play this week too. Now, we have seen issues where the quest doesn't work with a new faction, and it might be the case here. Personally, I'll be trying to rep up too, and I'm going to hold off on turning in the quest just in case there's a hotfix throughout the week. Speaking of opportunities, gatherers will have what could be a short period to sell the new elemental motes available in the zone for a good price before the farming outpaces demand. These can be found from gathering professions, and you want to look out for the special cursed nodes. Now keep in mind, this happens to be a chance for Blizzard to learn its lesson from the overabundant motes from the 12.0, so this window of profitability, it might be open for longer than we think. The new layer boss will be available in World difficulty for veteran track gear. It's basically going to play out like the world boss, but it'll dynamically scale depending on the number of folks participating at the time. At this difficulty, it should be zergable like they've always been, minus the zone-wide lag. Silvermoon City will also offer its usual fare of weeklies, and Verisa is now hanging out in the weekly tent to offer an extra quest. I'm not sure if she'll be like this every week, but let's keep watching. New quests should be available in the Argentina as well. Just hop through the portal and take a peek. There's also a weird thing on the PTR which might be a bug, but I'll tell you anyway. Each of the Zone Quartermasters offer the same kind of quest they did in Season 1, which was to give a piece of champion gear after completing its related zone activity. This has been updated for Season 2, so at the very least, brand new characters who haven't done this quest before, they get not champion gear but veteran gear Season 2 stuff, which is, pretty respectable. I advise having your mates also check the NPCs for this opportunity because, well, if they're there, then it's free veteran gear, but again, there's a chance this is just the PTR bug. Older zone content is being updated for Season 2, awarding adventurer level gear from world quests and likely similar level gear from the event bags. Ritual sites and the Nal and Vital zones are also being updated to give at best adventurer gear, but of course they're going to feel that much easier too. Now, oddly enough, on the PTR, you'll be able to buy veteran gear from the Field Accolade Hub. Random boxes go for 500 Field Accolades, specific boxes go for 750. I'll be honest though, I wouldn't be surprised if this got a last-minute nerf or actually isn't going to be available till a later time, but for anyone with spare Field Accolades, hey, check this spot and buy these boxes for some easy starting gear. Prey will be available only up to hard level difficulty. Nightmare is going to be available next week. And it's still not a bad idea to participate in some Prey stuff in case you can start progressing a bit down the reward track. Also, there's a questline to unlock a very useful portal that takes you directly to the new zone and back. I can't 100% confirm the portal will be available during this first week, but it'll definitely be a thing the second week. It's a very brief questline too, so you'll know super fast. Delves will be open on all difficulties with the exception of the Delve Nemesis, and from testing, we didn't have to re-unlock all 11 tiers. Delves won't be bountiful this week though, so if anything, maybe do a round to start earning the new curios and getting used to what's going on. The questline to get started will also get you familiar with the new poisons Valeria has access to, so you just want to choose the best one that fits your playstyle and her role. Like I said earlier, the Delve Nemesis will be available on regular difficulty only this week. It's a good time to practice on this guy, because next week the hard mode will be available, and during that week if you manage to defeat it solo, you'll get a snazzy title, so start practicing early. The new seasonal dungeon rotation kicks in, including the new Altar of Fangs dungeon located within the vaults of Ula'tek. The dungeon max difficulty will be Mythic 0. These will drop champion level gear with a starting item level of 292, but for this week only, Mythic Zeros will have a weekly lockout. PvP battlegrounds will be open as well as the new training grounds for arenas. It's going to be you and randoms versus bots. Good luck. The activities you complete this week will start earning you credit towards the Great Vault. The most lucrative thing you can do for Vault credit this week will be Delves. Run a bunch of 8 that have hero gear waiting for you next week for a nice boost. Alternatively, you can choose to pick up a new Nebulous Void Core, which works similarly to how it did in Season 1. Now, this time it costs only 1 Void Core in dungeons and raids, so folks will be highly motivated to have these in order to get Myth Track gear from plus 10 dungeons or heroic raids once they're available. Yes, that's right, if you defeat a heroic boss and you use a Void Core, you can get Mythic level gear. But don't worry, I'm going to remind folks about this again next week. Let's talk up housing things. 4 new endeavors are being added, but based on what I'm seeing on the PTR, I have a feeling everyone's going to be forced onto the Amani Troll endeavor. Seeing as how we'll be spending lots of time on the Cold Isle though, completing this and collecting what you want from the new vendor shouldn't be a problem. The biggest feature, which I've talked about very extensively, has been blueprints, which will be a thing with the patch. The very first thing I recommend you do is back up your houses. There's a new button towards the top that lets you save a blueprint and back up the whole darn thing. You have 50 slots, so I also recommend backing up the interior and exterior individually too. Blueprints will let you back up your builds, effectively make save slots so you can create new builds, and you can create codes to share your blueprints with friends, or clients, if you know what I mean. Blueprints don't mean we're going to simply see websites with a bunch of codes to download though. Codes are tied directly to the blueprint slot of whoever made that code, meaning if someone deletes a blueprint on their end, anyone who has that code can no longer use it. Those of you who want to import blueprints, be warned. The game will tell you what the core or other unlocks you're missing, and you can override their warning and load a blueprint anyway. Early on though, some may realize just how difficult it is to get some of the core to make that really neat build. I might have a sort of solution to that though. Stay tuned this week for an official announcement. The entrance of your house can be moved to other locations and notably other floors. No more having to fake a basement, you can just move your entrance to the second floor to make it your new first floor. Or you can start on the 10th floor if you want, sure. Dies are being converted. You probably heard about all current dies being made warbound temporarily to stop them from circulating in the auction house prior to the patch. All your dies will be converted one-to-one into more simple colors, but don't worry, as an example, you can use the simple red dye to make all the existing variants of red colors, and new colors are being added too. Pets can now be added to your homes. In the neighborhood are vendors who sell pet cages for super cheap. Up to 10 pets can be added outside, up to 100 can be added inside, and while inside, they can stand still or roam around a bit. Housing levels have been increased from 9 to 12, providing lots more room and decor budget, along with other additional perks like large-size houses. Experience you've been earning up till now will most likely apply, so a good number of players may instantly jump a level or 3. A ton of new decor is being added throughout the patch features, but specific to the neighborhood, a new vendor will appear selling new construction pieces like flat tiles, pre-built stairs, pillars, blocks, and more, most of it dyeable and all of it for gold. New artisanal rooms and exterior housing skins can be unlocked. Visit your general contractor and the Pirate Den vendors in your neighborhood to purchase these using community coupons. Let's move to some quality of life improvements. The cooldown manager is being updated a ton, letting folks track things like trinket and potion uses. Users can ping their own abilities to indicate a certain cooldown readiness, do much more to hide unnecessary buffs and debuffs in raid frames, and more. Definitely check out the cooldown manager and ping settings for additional updates. Just about all your currencies are gonna be wiped out, most of it being turned into Void Light Marl. Guild leaders can link their guild chat to a Discord channel. There are a few different ways to customize this, but basically you can assign a channel in your Discord to display guild chat, and users who have linked their Discord to Battle.net and are part of the guild, they can now participate in guild conversations while outside of the game. It's a neat way to keep folks connected. Setting up auto loot is now a game-wide setting, it's not just character specific. The achievement menu now has a back button. The way it precisely works is when navigating through multi-part achievements like the big expansion metas. As we dive deeper into those, you can use the back button to travel back up the tree. Coordinates are now a built-in function. They might not be where you want them to be, but the coordinate standard we've enjoyed for years is now official and has chat support. I'd say most of your time this week will likely be spent on the Coiled Isle. There are a lot of side quests to familiarize yourself with the zone and get rep, regular events to bring players together, and a lot of fun things to collect. Your investment into the outdoor player power component will pay off big for your main and alts as you jump into different shoes. A more detailed gearing guide is also on the way for those of you who are interested in just getting into high-end PvE. In other news, Shadowpan Showdown is the brawl, and I mentioned this earlier, but the World Quest bonus event is in play, giving you even more of an incentive to slam some outdoor content, especially on the Coiled Isle. There's going to be a lot more to talk about, like gearing up. I'll cover that in a separate video coming out shortly. I've got more to say about Blueprint, and next week we'll talk more on what to do when Season 2 truly begins. Thanks for coming. Please like this video, subscribe for more WoW coverage, catch me live, and I'll catch you later. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.